So look to the horizon, not the cloud. I've been storming where the scope too cold. Seems like it crept up out of nowhere, all around. You was not quite what to forgo. You never see it coming. You see, the money's the best for rise. You're done there. By the time you see you, you're not surprised.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News. Today we're here to bring you another video from Markus Daily Productions. What I did on my boring vacation. What did Phil do on his 4 days off? What did he do to help his career? To help further along his prolonged existence on YouTube? Maybe he'll tell, what is his future plans to expand on Twitch? Or did he take some time to spend for himself? Did he rest his voice, his throat? Did he do anything meaningful? Did he go anywhere? Did he talk to anybody? Did he do anything? We're about to find out. He said boring vacation. I feel like this is already a waste. Just a second. What do you got here, Kev? Let's take a look. Okay, we got some breaking news. Yeah. All right, so apparently from a friend of the channel and an anonymous source, Doom. I don't even know why I try anymore. Shouts out to Doom. Apparently, Phil here has chosen what the Patreon goal is going to be for next month. It's going to be PlayerUnknown Battleground. Let's see. His Pay Me Tons goal will be for PlayerUnknown Battleground. He'll apparently be he'll sit in a corner like a cuck until the game's almost over, or be shot by the first person he sees. $1,250 to meet the goal. That's pretty funny, dude. Good shit. Well, there you guys go. So the Patreon goal will be, after a quick skim of that, apparently Phil's going to be playing PlayerUnknown Battleground, one of the most popular games right now on PC. It's supposed to be coming to console soon. Apparently Phil wants to get in on that action. He wants to go ahead and get into that genre, which is, it's going to get his ass handed to him, I guarantee it. But he wants to get into that, and that's what the Patreon goal is going to be. People are going to pay him $1,250 to meet that goal. Amazing. With that being said, just as is said in Doom's email here, he's right. He's going to probably just sit into a closet until just before the game's over and try to pick off anybody who is still alive. And if I remember correctly, as the players dwindle down in number, the battle zone gets smaller too. So there you go on that. Or he'll just get plucked off by the first person who sees him, which probably everybody. And if, to be honest with you, if you guys are playing the game, which is a really fun game, if you're smart, you leave Phil for last. You leave him for last, and you hunt him down like the squealing pig that he is, and you cut some bacon off his back. But anyway, that was breaking news. Thank you, Doom. Very much appreciate it. And let's get into what I did on my boring vacation. DSP. And this is DSP News. The unreliable ones.
So what did I do during my time off? Let's very briefly talk about this. A lot. I got a lot done. I cleaned the house for the first time in a long-ass time. The office is clean. I vacuumed the floor of the office, which I almost never do. I never get a chance to do it. So finally, the floor is clean, and I can, like, walk around and see the carpet without being covered in dust and fuzzies and hair and shit.
How is that something to... Why would you tell people that? Here in DSP News, we have a rather humble office with lots of, well, to be honest with you, there's just a lot of gaming stuff around and, you know, some liquor bottles everywhere. And it's a fun little environment. But we clean the place up daily. How is it that you've never vacuumed in that room? How have you lived in your squalor of filth for that long? And he constantly breathes that shit in. Think about that. He didn't even know what the color of his carpet was. It's disgusting in there, and he breathes that in. Every time he snorts, he's taking a big whiff of that in. That's disgusting. And more importantly, if you guys saw his what video was it? I'll see if I can try to find it for you, but I'm sure you guys already know what I'm talking about or you've seen it. His when he did the Nintendo Switch, when he set that up, right? While he was sitting there cleaning off his entertainment center, I guess for the lack of a better term, and excuse me, and he was trying to find the right wires to move things around and to try to get everything in order. He found a PS4 controller that he didn't even remember he had back there, and it was gray. It was covered, and not just a little bit of dust. I mean, it had itself a nice sheet of dust on it. It was disgusting. I almost thought it was a gray controller until I realized that it was actually a black controller. It's disgusting in there, and he lives like that on a regular basis. How do you work in that office and you live in this squalor and you won't do anything to clean it up? And you have to take a vacation every couple of years to finally get it done. That's disgusting. Disgusting. DSP News.
Cleaned a lot of my house. I didn't get to clean the whole house, but I cleaned a lot of my house. I didn't want to clean the whole house, honestly. But the parts that I'm frequently in, I pretty much cleaned up. Got my car washed and cleaned the whole inside of my car myself, because the car washes around here don't do internal, so I have a shop vac. Zoomed it all out myself and got it washed, which was nice because it had not been washed since, I think,
Are you serious?
Actually, I never took that car to get washed. Holy shit. I've had it since May, and because I was remembering, the car wash I went to, I washed the BMW before I got rid of it, because, by the way, it was way too fucking expensive, and I didn't need it.
And you didn't change the oil on it. Wait a second. So, you got a new car in May, and you got it from the dealership, obviously. And so, instead of going back to the dealership and have them do general maintenance, and they'll clean your car and do everything for you there and whatnot, because it's obviously bought it brand new. Instead of you doing that, you don't go nowhere really, but you don't really go anywhere, but how is it that you've had your car since May and you haven't washed it or cleaned the inside of it once? Granted, it's just him and so on and so forth, but how do you do that? If you see, this is why Snort Burnell calls him a pig roach. If you guys didn't understand that, you understand it now. That's disgusting. And how's this a vacation? This is stuff that people do on the weekends. Ugh. Oh, I wouldn't send our maid over who cleans our office over there, but I'm scared that she won't come back. Ugh. DSP News.
So I had to wash that car before I traded it in. Yeah, I never washed this new car before. So I actually washed my car. I went around and did a lot of shopping that I needed to do. For example, it's cold. It's now the fall. And rather than have the heat blasting every single day, I said, I'm just going to get a blanket or something for the bed. My old one that I had was all ratty and worn out, and I washed it a bunch of times, and it still freaking smelled. That's how you know it's time to get rid of a blanket, okay? So I went out and got a blanket.
Wait a second. Okay. This is going to get kind of disgusting, ladies and gentlemen, but bear with me, okay? We are doing this for the news, for people to understand. How is it that, okay, running the heat, I get it. And if it's, you know what I'm saying, to be honest with you, we have plenty of blankets, we have lots of warm clothes, we get it. You have one blanket. Is that what you're telling me? You have one blanket, and that's it. You don't have a linen closet that doesn't have more. What? You only have one blanket. Okay, you have one blanket, and you use it all year round. Bed covers and blankets, and then comforters are all. These are three different things. You do know that, right? Yeah? No? Okay. Well, all right. So whatever. As for, you said you've washed this thing over and over again. You can't get the smell out. Well, one, you probably could have gone and gotten it dry cleaned. Two, you probably should wash it every week like everybody else does. Three, you probably don't need to use it all the time. And four, because we all know who you are and where your hands have been, people use paper towels and socks. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to help you too much, but I'm just trying for you to get the understanding. A sock, paper towels, from what I've been hearing, I've heard people doing these type of things if they don't have a hole. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That was completely offensive, and I'm so sorry for saying that last part. DSP News. Oh my god.
I got a new bath mat. You know, shit for around the house that I needed because stuff was wearing out or whatever.
Wait a second. What? Hold on a second.
I also, like I said...
what's up? What was that, Gary? They have a device for that? What do you mean they got a device for that? You have to... What? I don't want to hear that. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. You send it to Phil for Christmas. I don't want to talk about that. DSP News.
I went to a ton of Halloween stores. Checked out a lot of good ideas. If you didn't see it yet, check out my Twitter. Although it's pretty hard to follow my Twitter at this point because I get so many tweets, you know, hundreds and hundreds of tweets a day. Check out my Instagram, instagram.com/theycallmeDSP. You'll see dozens of pictures that I took over my time off of really different ideas for Halloween costumes, as well as criticisms of some pretty shitty Halloween costumes that they have. So check that out, and maybe it'll give you an idea of what category you want.
I know that most people are saying that he should go as Rufus, and I get it, because that would be kind of fucking hilarious. But to be honest with you, he should go as, I think it would be funny. He should go as Bob from Tekken. That's what he should... I mean, it's really just the Rufus clone for Tekken, but that's what he would look more practical as Bob instead of Rufus. That's just my opinion, though. I mean, to be honest with you. He could always go as the, he could always go as the Blob. He could do the Thing from the movie The Thing. I mean, he's got some choices. He's got some choices. He could go as like a typical like 1940s, 1950s mobster. I mean, nah, he couldn't. He's not intimidating at all. Whatever. DSP News.
Want to vote for this upcoming Halloween marathon.
Vote with your wallets.
Honestly, I didn't do a heck of a lot craziness. Like, a lot of people were thinking I was going to go out and spend money, go to the movies, and do all this shit. No, like, I don't have money. I have no disposable income. Really, I don't. Like, I'm not even kidding you. I had just enough money to buy Middle-earth Shadow of War. I had just enough. I was so narrowly, like, close to saying, I don't know how I'm going to play this game. So, I just had enough. I'm sure that over the course of this week, here's the thing. I'm getting paid this week from all of the things that I did in August. So... fingers crossed everything goes fine, but yeah, I should be able to afford all the rest of the games for the rest of the month because I'm actually getting paid this week for my August performance both on Twitch and on YouTube. But yeah, I was that close. Like, I don't have money to blow on anything. I really don't. Everything I do is a necessity that I need for the house or whatever.
Now, my apologies because I know you can't see this on stream, right? But he looks horrible in this thing. He looks absolutely horrible. It's just really, really bad. You know what I mean? He looks really, really bad on this. And I think one of the reasons is because he just has nothing to do, to be honest with you. I think that's really one of the things that hampers him, is the fact that he doesn't have any, he just doesn't have anything to do. He doesn't have anybody to talk to. He doesn't have anybody to interact with. Like, you just came from a 4-day vacation, or 5 days, whatever it was. I think it was 4. And you should feel a certain type of way. You should feel rejuvenated. You should feel pretty happy about your circumstances. And that you had this time off, and it was supposed to be a positive time for you, and it was supposed to be a way for you to try to rejuvenate and try to replenish yourself. And he looks worse than he did when he left. He looks absolutely horrible, to be honest with you. And... I mean, he just looks downright fucking terrible. So, yeah. What are we doing? You know what I'm saying, Phil? Like, what do you... Like, first off, everything you're telling us is something that could have been done over the span of a weekend. Probably could have done that the weekend before you went on vacation, to be exact. That's not a vacation. You're doing everyday stuff that, you know, adults, normal humans do. You know what I mean? So, what is this? This is already disappointing. I'm not disappointed enough to crack open that new bottle of whiskey, but god damn, this is disappointing though. DSP News. The unreliable ones.
But I relaxed a lot. I watched a lot of The Twilight Zone, which I wanted to do. I've liked The Twilight Zone a lot, and I bought the whole season, or the whole series a couple years ago, and never had a chance to watch it.
Jesus
I watched
Christ.
Almost the whole season. Was watching, relaxing a lot. I made my Italian sauce. I made a pot of my Italian sauce, and I actually put pictures of the meatballs I made for the first time. The Italian-style meatballs, for the first time in over 2 years, I made those meatballs. Why? Well, I used to make them, but what ended up happening was I found out it's a lot quicker when you're going to make the Italian sauce to just do sausage, because the meatballs take about 15-20 minutes to hand make them and cook them and everything. Versus sausage, you just toss right in the pot and cook it. It's done. It takes like 5 seconds. So because usually when I make the pot of Italian sauce, I was doing it during a work day, and I wanted to get to stream as soon as possible, I would just do sausage because it was quicker. Now I had a whole day to do it myself. I just did it myself, the meatballs, and oh my god. Oh, I tried this new hearty bread that was at a local supermarket with it, and it was perfect. It didn't fall apart or nothing. Oh my god, I had this most delicious meatball sub, man, and I was just so pleased that I was able to do that. So that was just so many things. Wow, Phil didn't really do that much. No, I did more for me.
Let me stop him right there. Now, I really want you guys to think, whether you're a detractor, whether you're a hater, whether you're a fan or a supporter of his, I really want you to think about what this man said here. The highlight of his vacation, if that's what you want to call it. It sounds to me like a long weekend, to be honest with you. But his highlight was he was able to make that slop that he calls sauce, and he was able to have a really delicious meatball sub. That was the highlight of this vacation. It's damn near a DSP tries it, really. I want you guys to really think about that. If you're a supporter of his, how much are you really helping him like this? I want you to really, really take in what I'm saying to you. I'm not even trying to be a jerk now. I'm just saying that this is the highlight of this man's vacation. You know, he didn't have like a function with his neighbors or something like that, or if he has any friends that live in his state, he didn't go off and, you know, hang out with them for a couple days or whatever the case may be. He stayed at home and did stuff that, you know, your mother and father do over the span of a long weekend. And his highlight of that weekend was watching the Twilight Zone, which already, don't get me wrong, I've watched a lot of Twilight Zone stuff too. I'm not going to binge watch that over a weekend. There's other shows to watch. But that and his slop with probably burnt meatballs on a delicious bread, which he probably left the house at like 7 o'clock at night to go and get, so he doesn't get recognized or mugged. Is that all that you didn't go? You didn't even drive around Seattle maybe, or wherever or over there and actually see what it had to offer? Just go out walking, maybe go out and take a nice walk. Take a look at the area. You've probably never really seen it. You've only driven by it. Now you can actually go out and actually see it. You could actually have done something meaningful for yourself. And he couldn't even do that. If you're a supporter of his, this is what you're supporting. I'm not even trying to say that to be a jerk now. It's the principle now for you guys. If you guys really care about seeing him prosper in the long term, this is it. This is what this man has reduced his life. This is what this man's life is reduced to. I want you to think about that. And more importantly, when Leanna was there, I don't remember them taking vacations like this. He was sitting there getting pissed off for just having to take a day or two off to spend time. But now he can take 4 days off and do absolutely nothing. I want you to think about that. DSP News.
Honestly, for me, it was more about recuperating. If you hear my voice actually sounds good. Like, I really don't feel any soreness, strain, or any swelling in my throat anymore. Because basically for 5 days, I didn't really talk that much. I just relaxed my voice, which for someone who your job is constantly talking, it's actually a really important and critical thing. Just ask any radio show host who their job is, talking. They'll tell you, you need to do things.
Yeah, the thing is, though, about radio show hosts is they actually talk to other people. That's kind of the difference there, Phil. They actually talk to other people. You're not a radio show host. You're a Let's Player. Let's not get that misconstrued. DSP News.
To rest your voice, and I just don't have an opportunity with the amount that I stream to really rest my voice. So I got 5 days of rest. What I'm hoping now, because I took this time away, I'm going to be nice, rejuvenated, recuperated, and when I'm coming back tonight on stream and daily double streams and everything, I'm going to sound good for all of you. And I'm not going to be constantly or sounding like shit. I'll be able to do my reactions and everything the way that I want to, rather than having to be more restrained because my voice doesn't feel good. Okay, so that's good. FYI, like I said previously, if you remember, the last time off I took was in July, so now I took some off in early October. Looks like maybe early December, there's a week where there's literally nothing going on at all in the realm of new game releases, and I'm thinking then might be a good opportunity for me to take a few days away, do maybe some stuff for myself and things like that, and get some rest before the end of the year, because if you don't know, the end of this year we've got multiple DLCs for Resident Evil 7.
Now, this is kind of the part that I've really been waiting for in the video. Okay, so as you see there, he's going to take some time off. He's going to, you know, there's nothing going on in the beginning of December, or early December, I should say. He's going to take some time off. He's going to start drumming up this story. Now, remember, if you guys are keeping up to date, that whole story about I might lose my house and whatever this case may be, it's going to, I think it's bullshit. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. As a newsman, that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? It's not the bourbon talking. It's not the whiskey talking. It's not the scotch talking. I think it's bullshit. But I think we might actually get a climax. It's probably the first one he's had in a while. Actually, in December. If it pans out to anything, you'll hear about it in December. If you don't hear nothing at all, if there's no resolution of this situation of his by December, it was bullshit. I guarantee it. I guarantee you it was nothing. It's just a way for him to get as much vacation revenue out of his supporters as quickly as possible. And like I said, if you can stretch it out longer, you give essentially, he can force his detractors to come up with more and more theories, so his fans, who apparently watch the detractors, or at least some of them, will run back to Phil and be like, hey Phil, man, well what about this? Or some people think this, or some people think that. What are your thoughts on that, Phil? These are the things that you have to pay attention to if you're a supporter of his. If you're a detractor, just sit back and watch the train crash. But for everybody else, there's Phil. DSP News.
And of course, I'm going to have my typical year-end series I'm going to be working on, which is a lot of talking for the voice capture and stuff. I'm going to probably be doing a holiday marathon of games. That's going to be one of the Patreon goals coming up soon. So with all that stuff coming up, probably early. And what kind of I want to ask you this realistically. What kind of Christmas games do they really have? Good Christmas games, I should say. Like, what do they really have? He's going to have to play multiplayer games, that's obvious. But is there any really good holiday Christmas type games out there to play? If any. And yet he'll still convince them to give him money for it. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So it's a spectacular situation, that's for sure. DSP News. December, I'm thinking of scheduling in some time off for myself as well. All right, but I'll let you know as we get closer. Right now, that's the last thing on my mind. I know constantly for the next 2 months, I'm going to constantly be covering all the new games for you guys. All right. All right, guys. So there we go on that, as it pertains to that, I suppose. So there you go. What I took from that was sad. To be honest with you, I'm not even trying to be funny now. It was sad to hear that. I mean, I'm sorry that I couldn't have it on screen for you. I might try to go back and actually, because I'm still working on getting all that together, try to figure out how all that works. But that was sad to watch. It was like, he just looks, I'm sure you guys have already seen that, but he looks, watch the Snort Burnell version of it, actually. It's pretty good, too. I'll try to put that in the link in the description next to the Markus Daily Productions. But actually, we might actually just do that video, too. Because his Snort Burnell's is longer, and he has other subjects that he touched on. We'll see. But that was sad. That's really all it was. He didn't do anything at all. You know, you took 5 days off. I'm sorry, you took 5 days off and you did nothing. You know what I'm saying? What he said there could have been done over the span of a weekend. He could have woken up early Saturday and done all the shopping, Bed Bath & Beyond, got all that stuff done around that. He could have knocked that out. I could have knocked that out on a Saturday. Easy. But then again, I'm not lazy, though. I would have gotten up at like 5 a.m. on Saturday. I could have probably had all that banged out by 2. Oh, that's right. He didn't even clean all the house. He just cleans the rooms that he frequents. Never mind. I could have probably been done with that at like 11. Maybe. Depending on how much traffic. So, yeah. That was just sad. That was just sad to hear. But, you know, what are you going to do?
This is DSP News. Unreliable, always late, never breaking. It's just sad.
Fuck! Oh no, it's still the same combo. Okay, I thought it reset. This guy is so good. He's so good. Literally hit me once. This game fucking sucks. This is not a fighting game. This is a bitch game for cowards. People who don't even understand fighting games.